the Mansfield Town on Monday. I imagine after Friday's result at Port Vale that everyone was probably quite frustrated with that result and the performance as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We're all quite flat on coming home, and felt quite low, to be honest. It was a difficult day, and we felt like we didn't do enough, and came away with probably what we deserved. Although, at 1-0, you're always in the game, and we may be having a different conversation, but it wasn't to be. So we've got a big task ahead, and we're ready and raring to go to put it right on Monday to keep us in the race.
I know you had a light session this morning, Saturday morning. What's the mood been like in training this morning?
Yeah, we had a meeting. We had all the guys together, and it wasn't, Friday's been and gone now, and you can't affect that anymore. So it was, I think we all needed to have a look at ourselves and realize that the hard work we put in throughout the whole season, it all leads down to now the last 9 games, the last 10 games from Friday. So and we've had reason to be cheerful this season, and there's still points up for grabs, and fingers crossed we can be there. So there's no point in beating ourselves up. If we give up now, then we'll have no chance. So like I said, we were definitely disappointed, but we feel like we're all ready to go again and put things right.
And I think you mentioned it there. You can put it down to it was just an off day, wasn't it? More than capable this season. We've beaten some teams by a high scoreline and put in some really good performances, and there's no reason why we can't do that again, is there?
Absolutely, especially at home, we've been very good. Like you said about the scorelines, we have beaten some teams quite convincingly at home, and we need to make our home, our fortress, and that all starts on Monday. And hopefully, we make it really difficult for Mansfield, and hopefully, we can showcase some of the things that we've done so well this season.
I think there's 9 games left, and 5 of those are at home. So I mean, we're still in a good position despite a bad run that we're on.
Yeah, definitely. I think we could have, if we'd have had a few better results, we could be sitting a little bit more pretty. But sometimes we've been in that position before, and you're looking over your shoulder at who's coming, whereas we're only concentrating on the teams above us. And like you said, the results went our way this week on Friday, and you can only affect what you can affect. So let's hope that Monday we can, get the 3 points and then see where we are. Then it's just every game assessing the table and assessing the games coming up. So it's a great opportunity again.
I mean, you look at Mansfield. I think since we played them early on in the season, which seems like a lifetime ago, I think they've had a change of manager, and they've been on they've been tad inconsistent. Has Matt sat down with you guys yet and looked over Mansfield, or is that to come later this weekend?
Yeah, it's to come. But we know, everyone knows, like you said, what Mansfield were when earlier on in the season, and their aspirations probably haven't changed. They should be higher up the table than they are, but we know that they have certain strengths, and we're going to try and match them in those areas, and then try and bring our game and make it a real difficult day for them, because all games seem to be very similar at the moment. It's a battle first and foremost, and obviously we beat Salford, but that Salford game is very similar to the Port Vale game. There really wasn't too much in it, and one game we get 3 points, the next game you get no points. So really, who you come up against at the moment isn't too much of a factor. It's literally just about looking after ourselves and doing what we know that we can.
And it is that point in the season. I guess it's been like it all season, hasn't it, where everyone's beating everybody. We saw Barrow beat Newport yesterday. So there's some unusual results that we're seeing, but perhaps they could play into our hands.
Yeah, I think you're right. There has been. I mean, if you look at the table after every fixture that we have, you just never know what you're going to look at. So obviously, Cheltenham had a really good win against Tranmere, and we found Tranmere a real tough game. So it's all the results are crazy this season. So that could play into our hands, or it couldn't. But fingers crossed it goes our way.
I think the key word in this at the moment is togetherness and belief, isn't it? That we can get back into a good run of form.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was sort of what the meeting was about today. It was all, all of us in together, and we're all reaching for the same goals, and it's not over yet. So, while we've got something to fight for, we'll definitely be fighting for that.